Welcome to the Gemini Show, part 6 of I am the Gemini. This is for Jamal. And today, I'm remembering that I've only been speaking about myself like I'm an only child. Because for a long time, I kind of was an only child, or I thought I was an only child. I knew my brother and my sister. Maybe I thought they were an extension of my parents, because my sister, she kind of raised me. She was always there for me. My sissy was always there for me. And my big brother was always there, quietly smiling, being his strong, gentle self, I was my parents' only child. However, my father had been married previously and had 2 children. So I had the privilege of not only being an only child, but also having both a brother and a sister who I loved, and they loved me very much. And growing up, like I said, my sister was like my other mother, They were how much older than me? Maybe 12, 13 years older than myself, maybe 14 years. So they have their own families, their own children, and then me, little me, hanging out with them all the time, especially my sister. I would run away to her house like I was really gone, and everybody knew where I was. I was at Diane's house most of the time. I was always at my sister's house. Now, I did run away a lot as well, but the first place I would run away to was my sister's house. My sister lived in Brooklyn, and we lived in the Bronx. So I guess I would jump on the train and go to Diane's house. How did I do that? Maybe I was 8, 9 years old. I remember learning to cross the street of Laconia Avenue at 6. We learned to cross the street, all of us, everybody on the block. We learned how to look both ways. That was a really, really big street. I think it was a 6-lane, 3 lanes going one way, and 3 lanes going the other way. It might have been 2 and 2, but it's just really, really a big, fast road, So for little kids to cross it, a lot of people got hit. Some people on my block, I remember a couple of them, got some broken legs, got hit on Laconia, but I always made it across the street. So I made it to Brooklyn, safe, every time. And my parents always found me, so I started running away to friends' house. I would tell my friends to ask their parents if I could come over because my parents were going away for a couple of days or a week or whatever, and they just wanted me to stay there. And the parents would say, sure, she can come over. And then I would sneak out and go over there and be gone, and eventually, after calling whoever, everywhere, they would find me eventually, or the parents would get suspicious and say, when your parents coming home, after I've been there a long time, But yeah, running away was a thing I did. I learned it on the Little Rascals. And Mommy, she liked to yell. I don't like when someone yells at me. And Mommy would yell, da, 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 da. And as soon as she turned her back, I just pop out the door and just be gone. Make up a story. Yeah, those were the good old days. And growing up on 215th Street, I learned to ride a bicycle. I remember my dad holding the bike. I was like 6 years old. Outside was a thing. I was always outside. Mommy was like, get out. Don't come back until I call you. Till dinner time. It wasn't no lights come on for me. My friends, when the street lights came on, they had to go home. Me, Mommy, if she didn't call for me, I didn't have to go. It's just that simple. Mommy said, stay outside. So I stayed outside, and we played a lot of games. We play red light, green light, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We play hot peas and butter. Those was my favorites. We played scalesies. We played, what else did we play? Handball, stickball, football. We ran races all the time. We were constantly doing something on our block because we were outside all the time. We did this game, this learning game. The older people on the block would sometimes get the young people together and teach us stuff. So they would get like a stick or something, and explain to us different things. I remember the one about the pussy willow. It was like, what is this? What do you call this? We said, pussy willow. They said, take off the pussy. What do you have? Willow. Take off the willow. Pussy. We learned a lot being outside. We had a lot of fun on our block. We were very close. We were like a family within a family. Also, I always had a family. I always adopted a family. Like after I guess, once me being adopted, I learned how to adopt, because my parents adopted me. So in school, I went to private school all my life. For 1 year, I did go to music and art to public school, which was a public school. But for the rest of the formative years, I went to a private school. And they had a family. I don't know if they did that. I don't think they did that in public schools, because my friends went to public schools, and I asked them, do y'all have a family in your school? And they was like, nah, we don't have no family. But in our school, we had a family. There was a big girl. She was the grandmother. She was like Big Mama. And then she had children, and her children had children, and someone actually adopted me. I forgot who my mom was in school growing up. I remember she was light-skinned, real pretty. Was it Yvonne? I think it was a lady named Yvonne. But anyway, yeah, I was adopted into a family. So eventually, I picked up myself some children, and then I adopted 3 children. My first son, John William, and then Greg, and then Yvette. And we were a family in school. We looked out for each other. I looked out for them. I even gave them allowance. I got allowance. My dad would give me $5 a week for cleaning the bathrooms and taking out the trash every day. And I would get $5 a week, and then I'd break them off like $1 each, or 50 cents, or 75 cents, whatever I could afford. But yeah, I've always had children, and this started, I think I was in the 7th grade when my children was in the 5th grade. So I think I was in the 6th grade. My children in the 5th grade. That was funny. And we're all still really close to this day. At least in my mind. Me, one of them had hang out for a while, like after 20, 30 years of not being in contact, we got to see each other and spend some time together. Rest in peace, my friend. Yeah, man. So anyway, I'm about done for the day. Takes a lot out of me, kind of, talking about who I am, but it's also therapeutic. Thank you, Jamal. Thank you so much. I love you. And thank you all for listening and sharing in who I am. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and please share if you care. Till next time. Peace.